Alright, this may seem a bit unusual, but this works really quite well for buffing up the chassis. I'm using a Griot's Garage 3-inch random orbital polisher with a refinishing pad, and just using this number 3 Novus heavy scratch remover. Again, I've talked about this before. This is really intended for plastic, but works great on metal. Yeah, so now that we have the variable condenser out of the way, I took this other electrolytic off the chassis just to make it a little bit easier, and some of the nuts so we can go through it. And boy, what a difference! So I'm gonna keep working on this, buffing it out, and then I'll go over it with a more of a finer pad to remove the residue from the Novus. And this may seem extreme, but honestly, the pad is very, very gentle. You can really go over a lot of things, and you're really not going to do much damage. It's not like it's spinning at a high rate. It actually just sort of vibrates, so it's not going to tear anything off. So again, maybe an unusual approach. I haven't seen anybody quite do it this way before, but working quite well. Even in this area here, I went over the the antenna jacks. That starts shredding the pad a little bit, so just be warned there. But I'm trying to get into those nooks and crannies without having to completely take the chassis apart. And yeah, so far so good. So let me finish this up, and we'll show you what it looks like. Here's our 1937 Zenith chassis, looking brand new. I gotta say, I'm very happy with the results here. Let me turn it around a little bit and just show you what a great shine and polish we have here. Okay, this area here had a lot of debris created from wax, etc. I'm not sure. I've got to see what was going on at the front of the radio, but some type of waxy residue was really stuck on here. That all got buffed out. On the back here, you can see. I mean, look at that placard looking brand new. The antenna terminals, even the screw terminals, they're all buffed out really nice, looking brand new. The transformer as well. Yeah, the top here, we had all those disintegrated rubber grommets, and what a difference now. Yeah. Of course, the inside, not quite as clean and sparkly, but to get the same look on the inside, you'd have to take all the components out, and I'm not really prepared for that. And it's actually very clean in there. There's no rust on the chassis, and there's no rat's nest in there, so pretty happy about this. And yeah, using the orbital polisher, the 3-inch polisher, worked really well. I should say that I did say on the last clip there about the polisher, not spinning at a high rate of speed. Well, I should correct that. It really does spin. It vibrates and it also spins in sort of an orbital random pattern, so you don't get the scratches. But it does have a speed control, so when you turn up the speed, it does start turning at a pretty high rate. So that when you're at that point, you really do have to be careful about wires and things like that. But I had no trouble here at all. Even used it to polish the shafts, and you can see those came out great. And yeah, now that you see it like this, it's hard to even remember how bad it looked originally. But just pulling up my iPad here, and here's the original chassis we got. So big difference. Okay, that's it for now.